What's going on? It's Ghost Flipping, and I hope you guys are absolutely enjoying your day. If you're watching this on the day this video is uploaded, happy early new year to you, because it's the 30th as this video is coming out, so tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So yeah, anyways, figured I would wish you guys all a happy new year. But anyways, as you can see, this is a Balisong I've already talked about. The Squiddy AL, right? I've got videos on my channel about this guy. And you're probably wondering, why do you have the Squiddy AL out here again? And the reason for this is because I wanted to sort of revisit the Squiddy AL, just like the Canyon I did a few videos ago, because of the new year approaching. And I wanted to sort of give you guys an update on how it's held up, maybe how my thoughts have changed over time and things like that. So that's why I have the Squiddy AL out here today. I forget which comment, but there was a comment saying, hey, you should do an update on the Squiddy AL. And then I was like, you know what? Why not? So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, the Squiddy AL is, pretty unique, as you can see. It's the only aluminum Balisong in the Squiddy lineup, right? And I have a few things to say about it. I really do have a love-hate relationship with the Squiddy AL. I absolutely love it, but I absolutely hate it, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit, all right? I guess I'll sort of talk about the price this guy comes in. This Squiddy AL, at least the one without the ano, right, just the regular aluminum Squiddy without the color, will run you about $85, $80, depending if you get it like secondhand or directly from Squid Industries. But yeah, the Squiddy AL, nonetheless, is a budget flipper, and I feel like it really does hold the price to value, right? Kind of it flips incredibly well, so I'm kind of stumbling over my words here, but the Squiddy AL, or AL, whatever you want to call it, really is an experience to flip. I really enjoy flipping the Squiddy AL. It has this distinct, unique flipping experience to it that you can't really achieve with any other Balisong. I don't know how to explain it. It kind of feels like an unfinished, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like a prototype, if that makes sense. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually really, really fun to flip. It feels like an unfinished prototype, and I don't know what it is. Just there's something about like the bare aluminum. I don't know. It's really, really nice, and it's a pleasant flipping experience. And you can pretty much go pretty advanced in terms of like tricks and stuff on this guy, because I've seen people pop in freaking triple quad scissors on this guy. Obviously you won't catch me doing that, but yeah, you can go pretty ham on this thing, and I think that's pretty cool, especially for the price range it comes at. Now the Squiddy AL, like I said, $85, flips pretty well. And I mentioned earlier that I have a love-hate relationship with this guy, and I'm going to sort of get into why I'm not a big fan of it. And the main thing that gets on my nerves that I absolutely cannot stand with the Squiddy AL is the tune. That's right, the tune on this thing is terrible. I'm talking terrible. There's no like middle ground, like, oh, it's all right. It is completely booty cheeks, all right? Excuse my, I don't really use language like that too often, but it is not good whatsoever. So, it runs on washers. It's not expected to have a decent tune. But the Mako V5 that I also own also runs on washers, and it still has an amazing tune. And I don't know what it is, but I call it the Maraca, right? It just does not hold tunes well. And I've seen a bunch of clips and, reels and all that with people flipping their Squiddy AL, and their Squiddy AL also has a bad tune. So I'm pretty sure it's not just me, experiencing these like terrible tap issues and all that. But despite how much I absolutely despise the tune, right? If I'm going to be 100% honest, it does not affect the way it flips. In fact, I still enjoy flipping it just as much as I did with a good tune. And I think that's something interesting, because that same, concept does not apply to a bunch of other Balisongs. For example, my Nabali's wing. My wing right now kind of doesn't have too good of a tune. It's on the verge of having tap. And I already feel a difference in how it flips, and I don't enjoy flipping it as much. But that doesn't carry on with the Squiddy AL. It's weird. I feel like even though the tune is bad, I still enjoy it just as much as I did when it had a good tune in terms of the flipping performance, right? So I feel like that's something worth mentioning. Despite having bad tolerances, it flips incredibly well. And yeah, it's a little quirky, right? It's it's a little funny, quirky guy, but at the end of the day, it really is a really good, consistent flipper. And, you know, if you're somebody who, you know, loves vocals, what I mean by that, right, is like the sound of your Balisong, you probably shouldn't pick up a now, because, yeah, it'll sound pretty nice when you first get out of the box, but give it a, you know, a week or so, and you're going to have a maraca sitting in your pocket. That's just, that's just kind of how it works, right? It's like an instrument with you that you're carrying with you all the time. But needless to say, despite how much I absolutely hate the tune on this thing, I feel like if Squid was to kind of add some upgrades to the Squiddy Owl, if they increased the tune, right, gave it a better tune, this thing would be unstoppable. It truly would be unstoppable in my eyes. I really like the Owl. I like it. There's nothing else I can say besides that. I like it. It's unique, flips well, but it's got a bad tune. So I would love to see the Squiddy AL with an improved tune. But despite not having a good tune, even if you were to buy a Squiddy AL, you know, just like right now, if you went on Squid Industries and just bought a Squiddy AL, would I recommend it? And the short answer is yes, I would. I know, I talked sort of bad about it, about the tune earlier, but it still flips incredibly well for the price. And that's why I would heavily recommend it, right? This Squiddy is my beater. As you can see, it's seen better days, but it makes for a great flipper for the price. So despite the good things I've said, the bad things I've said, I still recommend the Squiddy AL, all right? That's right. If you are interested in a Squiddy AL and you like the way it looks, maybe you like the sound of a bad tune. I know some people like that. I'm sort of one of those weird people. Sometimes I catch myself like, oh, that kind of sounds good. I don't know. But if you're somebody who just wants the Squiddy AL for the cute quirkiness face that it has and the great flipping performance with not too much of, like, you know, an expensive price, then just pick up the Squiddy AL. I feel like the Squiddy AL will get the job done. You can really just shred on this thing, guys. Trust me. You don't need a, you know, a crack rackin' or a tsunami or, you know, whatever people are flipping that's like super expensive. You don't need it, all right? The Squiddy AL is incredible. I just wish I had a better tune. I'm like crossing my fingers that like Squid Industries sees this and maybe tries to incorporate a new method for a better tune. I don't know. I'm not, you know, too familiar with how the machining works and how, you know, putting together a Balisong works, but I can definitely say that if this thing had a better tune, it would be absolutely unstoppable. It truly would be. And last but not least, the appearance. Come on, guys. Look at this guy. Look at his face, okay? There's something about, like, the textured aluminum. It looks really cool. It's very aesthetic looking. Looks pretty nice. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Ooh, it almost went in the pool. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything of that nature, I would love to help you guys out or answer anything I missed. But if you watched this far, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching this far in my video. I appreciate the love and support, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your New Year's, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.